What is going on, guys? It is ChosenTCG here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a hero deck. It's a Bubble Beat deck, and I think about like maybe last format 6 months ago, probably a year ago, this deck became really popular here or in Japan, and then people here started playing it. But I really like this deck, and as always, the full deck list will be in the description below if you want to go check it out. And then make sure you thumbs up this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. And this is for the March 2013 ban list. I'm gonna be, I think, playing this deck and also a couple other variants of heroes just for the fun of it, because this deck is definitely one of the funnest decks to play, and I play a very hyper aggressive build. So here's kind of the deck. And first of all, we got the very standard 3 Bubbleman, 3 Alius, and 1 Photon Thrasher, and the Stratos, of course. Then the 3 Rotas. Uh, no, yeah, 1 Rota and then 3 E-Call, because you can't really search Photon Thrasher with E-Call. But yeah, so 2 Dualities, 2 Hero Lives, and that's it for the searching cards. And then you got the Gemini Spark. I'm only running 2. I don't really find this card to be like that live all the time. But yeah, two's just fine. 3 Mircale Fusion, definitely one of the best cards in this deck. Combos really well with your Shining and Book of Moon, Double Lance. Just the battle tricks of this deck. It's really good in this deck just because, like, when you want to go for those big plays, you can't have your monsters get destroyed because you want to go for big plays and you want to go for big pushes. And it's also good in terms of the damage step because you do want your monsters to stay alive. Now we got the Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole, so staple cards, and triple Mystical Space Typhoon, Mystical Space Typhoons, and then 3 Night Beams, and then yeah, so you got 7, I guess, spell trap removal. So that's kind of standard. Well, actually, not really standard. I think in a lot of other decks, this deck is actually more aggressive because I'm playing like 27 spells. I see other decks that play something like 8, 9 traps, and then the rest are spells, and there's like about 8 monsters. But definitely, I think Night Beam and Mystical Space Typhoon, like, it doesn't, like, you can open up with one of them or Heavy Storm, and that will help you a lot because sometimes you can literally just go for your first turn play and just OTK right off the bat with this card actually. But I'll talk to you guys about it later. And we got the 1 Super Poly, just kind of there because it's Super Poly, and it's $6 right now. I have like a couple copies of this, so I'm really happy when I got this as from the Jaden Yuki, like what is that thing called? Uh, Player pack, no, duelist pack, when it was really cheap. But yeah, so mask change. By the way, I'm playing a very fun version. I think there's like a more competitive version of this deck because I'm adding in like assault armor and mask change, so you don't really see these too often. But yeah, so mask change. If you guys don't know what this card is, you basically tribute a hero, and then you'll get out one of the mask heroes, which I'll kind of talk about later, and they're super awesome. So, 1 Assault Armor, one of the very crucial cards to this combo. I don't see a lot of people playing it, but it's definitely a good card. One of my friends played, and I thought, this is a great card to put in and OTK. So, Hero Blast, and then I'm playing 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 Mirror Force, and 1 Starlight Road. Think about playing like possibly 2 Starlight Roads and possibly taking out a Solemn Judgment. Maybe putting on Solemn Warning because actually what this deck really lacks is defense in terms of like Dark Hole and Heavy Storm. It can really kill this deck if you don't have anything to back it up. But yeah, so let's see. Extra deck. Okay, so this needs some explaining. Let's see. So you got the double Absolute Zero because it's probably the best card in the deck in terms of fusion. And actually, to be I guess quite honest, this card is just way too good because it's actually really good against Mermills. And if you guys didn't notice, the second effect of Absolute Zero, or the first effect of Absolute Zero, people always forget about this, is that this card gains 500 attack for each face-up water monster on the field. So you're playing against water, and, well, all their monsters are water. And let's see, if they overextend and summon 5 monsters on the field, Let's see, that's 5 water monsters, so that's 2,500 extra attack points to this card. So this card's 5,000 attack, and from what I guess, remember, their highest attack monster is a Mooling Glacier, which is 2,800. So they can't even get over this card, even if Mooling Glacier was was like the only monster on the field. So definitely a trolly card to play against them, because once you bring this out during late to mid game, I mean, they don't have anything to stop it. Possibly a Solemn Warning, but I think most people just play 3 Abyss Spheres. Maybe people change it up now and played a bit more defensive. But like once you get this guy out in mid game, even in like early game, they go, oh crap, I can't get over it. And even if they get over it, they have to blow up their entire field. So great card overall. Now, Shining, self-explanatory. Get all those pluses here and there all the way. Hold on. Yeah. So it also gains 300 attack. I actually keep forgetting about this effect because I'm always thinking about just getting the 2 of those targeted hero monsters from the Bandage Stone to my hand. But there's another thing you guys have to remember is that this card is actually. This card misses timing, just like Light Pulsar, when you have what's it called? What's that thing called? Soul Taker played. So don't forget about that. Don't want to soft cheat your opponent, right? And then we got the Hero Tornado. I don't play this guy much, but when you bring this guy out, its effect is basically have the attack and defense of all monsters your opponent control. But I rarely bring this guy out, and the only way to bring it out is to use it with Stratos, or Mircale with Stratos and another monster. And then Gaia, I don't really bring this guy out, and kind of just there for no reason, actually. I guess the only way to bring it out is like Super Poly, but whatever. I don't want to use it that often. Same thing with Nova, don't really use it too often. Same thing with Escuridao, is that what it's called? Yeah, don't really use it too often, but definitely like a fun deck to play with. Like I don't think people put these cards in like an actual real extra deck, but hey, this is what I like to do. And I mean, I guess people would, because you never know when you need them for that Super Poly. And then you got the Masked Heroes. Alright, so Masked change pretty much says you contribute a hero monster and then you can special summon a Masked Hero, which I have 3 of him here, with the same attribute. So if, let's say, you tribute Bubbleman, and then you go, hey, let's get Vapor. Vapor is pretty awesome. It can't be destroyed by card effects, which is really good, but it can be destroyed by battle. And then you got the Acid. Acid pretty much destroys all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my mouth is so dry. Anyway, it destroys all spell and trap cards your opponent controls when this card is special summoned. So it's really cool. And all monsters they control lose 300 attack. So that's awesome. And then you got the hero Dian. I don't think I've ever brought this card out, but it's a pretty sick card. And the effect is when this card destroy an opponent's monster by battle and send it to a graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower hero monster from your deck. So you can special summon an Alius or a Bubbleman or even a Stratos and use its effect. So it's pretty nice. And then the 2 main XYZ monsters are your main card, or not main card, but one of the best cards in the game right now, Excalibur. It's pretty much a 4,000 beater, and then your Blade Armor Ninja, which is 2,200 attack, and it can attack twice if you detach your monster. And so I think that's pretty much it for the entire deck. Assault Armor actually is a pretty good card because you equip it to a warrior type monster, and the only so if it's the only monster you control, you can equip to it, and it gains 300 attack, and it can attack twice during each of your battle phases. And what happens is, if let's say your opponent has no back rows, and let's say they have literally no cards in their on their field, or you want to just go for game, you can actually XYZ for Excalibur and then equip Assault Armor to your Excalibur, and it'll gain 300 attack, and it can attack twice. Well, now it's 4,300 attack because you double the original attack and add 300, and when you swing for game twice, it's 8,600. So that's really awesome. I think you could do it with Blade Armor Ninja, and it can attack 4 times, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually used it with Blade Armor Ninja in games with other people, but I don't think it stacks. But yeah, so this card's actually good overall, and it does work with your Alias, because it just says equipped to a warrior type monster, and you can attack twice, which is really awesome. And yeah, I think that's it for the deck. And so another thing I want to kind of touch upon is that there are other choices to play in this deck. If you want to play a very fun version like I'm doing, you can play like Wild Heart. You can play what is it? What is it? You can play like an extra a copy of Super Poly. I found out like I just kind of want to make big fusions and just like torture my opponent, or just like drop cards. Like I feel like that's very fun. Oh no, I forgot to put in my Stardust here, but I don't know what to take out since let's just take out. Let's just take out this guy because I never use this guy anyway, and just put a Stardust in. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can play a more defensive build with like all these traps, and I think I've seen a lot of people. What they'll do is they'll play all these cards, and they'll play like. So they'll play all these cards like Rhoda, E-Call, Duality, and then they'll play like the staples, and they'll play like 3 MSTs and take all these cards out and put in like Deep Prison, Compulsory, maybe an extra copy of Starlight Road, because this deck does kind of lack that defensive aspect. And by the way, you do have to set everything in this deck almost 90% of the time, because you do want to get that Bubbleman off, so you could go for that big, Blade Armor Ninja or whatever that card you might want to summon. So do be cautious when you play this deck, because pretty much you only have like 1 or 2 turns to finish your opponent off. If you don't win in like that turn when you overextend, or when you do want to push, and your opponent like goes threatening roar, and then you play against Inzectors and they pop everything you have, well, that's too bad, because you lose. So yeah, anyways guys, thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a comment below, like this video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. Alright guys, see ya.